How much do you know about protecting your customers and yourself online? Hi, I'm Patty Sharf, CPA and partner at Acuity, and today I'm going to give you 12 cybersecurity tips to protect your e-commerce business. Hopefully it goes without saying that you have a big responsibility in protecting your customers' data. When you're selling online, you've got access to all kinds of information. You've got names, address, phone number, and credit card information, most importantly. And you can't be playing fast and loose with the rules. Part of building your brand is making sure that you are building trust with your customers. And you do that by helping to protect their data. Tip number 1 is to use unique passwords. I know some of you think that using password 123 with a 0 for the O and a capital P is really clever, and it technically is a complex password, but it's not. And hackers are going to get into that in like 0.2 seconds. So the longer, the more complex, the more random your passwords are, the better off you're going to be. You don't want to use the same password and have hackers get into all of your different systems. And if you are selling on Amazon, Shopify, those critical systems to your business, you want to make sure that those have 50 characters or more and are auto-generated when they can be. Now, before you tell me that this is insane, that's going to bring me to tip number 2, which is to use a password vault. Password vaults like 1Password or LastPass are secure repositories for all of these complex passwords that I just had you create. So you don't have to remember all the passwords. You just need a safe place to store them. You do need to have one login that's going to get you into your password vault, and you can't forget it. So to help not forget it, instead of using a complex password like that, use a password phrase. So something that from a poem or from a saying or something like that, throw in some characters like uppercase letters and dashes and exclamation points and things like that. Throw some of that in for good measure, but use a phrase that's 30 characters or more that you're going to easily remember so that you don't lose access to your password vault. The password vault, in addition to saving all of those complex passwords that you created, they can help generate the passwords that you're going to need for complex sites. It's also going to help you automatically log into your sites when you're using it on your phone, on your desktop, and things like that. Tip number 3 is to enable your two-factor authentication. So more and more you're seeing sites requiring this be set up. That's for good reason. It's more secure than not having it. If you're going to use a second authentication method, it's better to use an app like Google Authenticator, LastPass Authenticator, Authy, Duo, something like that. That's better than having things go to your phone. And also, if you're selling on multiple stores, like you have multiple Shopify sites, you have multiple Amazon sites, something like that, often they won't want you to use the same number over and over. So in that case, if you don't have a choice, if you really have to use your phone, then you can use something like Google Voice to set up a second or third or fourth phone number and email, or you can use something like shared2fa.com, which will forward messages to your Slack or to your phone. Tip number 4 is to make sure that you know some of the basics around data security. Train yourself, train your team about some of the common things that are happening out there in the world. We've been sending phishing tests to our team, and the most evil one that we recently did was we sent an email that was like, "Hey, congratulations on doing so well on your security awareness training. We would like to send you a gift. Enter your email address down below," or contact information or whatever it was. And when people clicked on it, they were like, "Hey, that was a phishing test and you should not be doing clicking on things that you don't know where they came from." So test your team, make sure that everybody knows the basics so that you can keep yourself and your customers' data safe. Number 5 is to monitor security alerts. So if you go into Google, you can set up alerts on the different tools that you're using in your business. And if there's ever a data breach or password leak, or are there any new updates that need to be run, it'll notify you so you'll know the action to take. So if you're paying attention to those, if there is some kind of a breach, you can go in right away and change your passwords before much harm is done at all. So, or you can install updates or do whatever needs to be done to be aware of the issues and to help mitigate any fallout from that. Tip number 6 is to keep your systems updated. So this goes for your hardware, your software, your phones, your browsers. All of those systems, they are constantly evolving, and businesses are constantly putting in patches and different things to fix security problems. So as new issues arise, they come in and create fixes to help make things safer. So make sure that you're installing those at least monthly on all of your different systems. Tip number 7, make sure you're using antivirus and anti-malware software on all of your different systems, not just your computer and your phone, but also your tablets, your kids' phones and computers, everywhere, all your systems. You want to make sure everything stays safe. Tip number 8, if you're working from home, enable security on your Wi-Fi router. You want to make sure that you're in control of the information going out and coming in, and that other people can't be attacking you from the outside. Tip number 9 is to encrypt your hard drive. So let's say you've got a laptop and you leave it in the library or on top of your car. You know who you are. If somebody else gains access to your physical computer, the data is encrypted and they can't do anything with it. If you've got a newer computer that has a solid state drive, you can use the built-in operating system for drive encryption, or you could use something like BitLocker for Windows that's going to encrypt the data. It's going to give you a password key or an encryption key. Make sure you save that in your password vault, because you're going to need that if anything ever happens and you need to gain access to that again. Tip number 10 is to use a VPN on your phone and computer for an extra layer of security. Just like the drive encryption that we talked about in the last tip, encrypt your hard drive, this encrypts the data as it's flowing in and out of your system from here to there. So that can just add an extra layer of security that can give you some peace of mind. Tip number 11 is to get cyber liability insurance. Now, this is going to protect you if you've got data breaches or cyber attacks or something like that. It can get really expensive really fast. So it's great to have that. It's not that expensive. But I will caution you that the insurance companies are going to expect you to take certain precautions with data. You can't just pay the premiums and expect that they're going to cover you in all instances. You need to read the fine print and make sure that you understand your responsibilities for your business and that you're putting those actions in place so that you are covered if something ever happens. And finally, tip number 12, do not share your passwords. We are in a different day and age now. Everybody can have their own logins to the vast majority of the systems out there. You want to make sure that if you're giving people permission to access your system, that they are limited to the permission level that they should have. So set them up with their own sub-login, especially if you're using a system that is critical to the functioning of your business, like Amazon or Shopify or a bank account or something like that. Make sure that they're doing what they need to do on their login. You're doing what you're doing on your login, and everybody can stay safe. For more tips and some FAQs like how much does it cost for cyber liability insurance, you can check out our blog post. You can find it down below. It's Cybersecurity for E-commerce, 5 protocols you need to follow. And I think that's it. I hope you like this video. If you did, please like, comment, and share. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and I'll catch you later.